Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kevin and it's a pleasure. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe to my channel and also hit that notification bell so that each time you upload a video, you'll be the first one to be notified. So today, very fast, I want us to talk about wrong mindset that Christians have about sex. Wrong mindset that Christians have about sex. Just as an introduction, sex is one thing that many people are doing, but very few people talk about it. We went to a seminar, and this man of God, it reached a point where he wanted to talk about sex, and he had to come from the altar to come down from the altar so that he can talk to people about sex. Many of our parents never talk to us about sex, and you find out that as we grow, there are a lot of changes happening in our lives, and we don't know how to handle ourselves simply because we are not taught. We don't have information. People will only tell you that sex is a sin. Sex is a sin. Having sex is a sin. But then, at what point is sex a blessing? At what time does it culminate to a blessing? Because it was created by God. So I want us to handle this topic, and we see some wrong mindset, just a few of them that we believers have, that even in our homes, we are married, but we still bear these things. We as parents, we know what we ought to tell our people, but we don't speak to our young ones, we don't speak to our children, our brothers and sisters, and we don't educate them. So they grow up assuming that they know until they get or enter into a trouble and their lives become hindered simply because they were never educated, they were never taught, and they don't know anything about this thing called sex. The first wrong mindset that believers have or Christians have when it comes to sex is that sex is dirty. We need to understand that sex is not dirty. As long as it is done at the right place, with the right person, and at the right time. When it comes to that, union of marriage, sex is to be celebrated. And I believe that when two right people comes together, to take part, sacred act, there is rejoicing and joy in heaven. Why? Because God created it. God is the initiator. God is the creator of the act. So sex is not dirty. Sex is holy. Sex is sacred. And sex is to be enjoyed and not to be endured. So many relationships suffer because men consider sex to be a dirty thing. The reason why the man of God had to come from the altar, because he considers the altar to be a holy ground, and when he comes down there, now he can talk freely about it. It's because he considers sex to be a dirty thing. So sex in itself is not dirty. And parents must rise up to talk to their young ones about sex. The young people of today, they are very ignorant and they go with assumption. That is why many relationships are frustrated, because a lady grows to age 25. Nobody has ever sat her down to talk to her about sex. So when she grows and she goes through transitions in her life, and then she enters into a relationship or a marriage, she cannot control, or bring order into that relationship when it comes to romance, simply because they were never taught, they were never educated, and they don't understand anything about sex. So every day they are in church, every day they are in counselors' rooms, every day they are looking for who to advise them, simply because the person who was there as an initial figure to advise them as things pertaining to life and pertaining to sex and marriage never did their part. We have to talk to our people. We have to talk to our young ones. We have to talk to our brothers and sisters when it comes to sex. Sex is not dirty. Sex is holy. Sex is sacred. Sex is to be enjoyed. Sex was created by God. So the next point is sex is not that important. Anything that God created is important. God is not a waster. Anything that God created is important. as speaking in tongues is important, as evangelism is important, as the things of God are important, sex in itself is important. So you see, people will say that sex is not important. Sex is very, very important. And you must change your mindset for you to begin to see it as so that you may begin to see the importance of it in your life. Sex is very important because God created sex. Number 6, the next point is, it's only loose men and loose women that have sexual fantasies. It is only loose men and loose women that have sex. That is a myth. That is a wrong notion. Everyone must there is a desire that everyone has as long as you are normal. There is a desire that everyone has as long as you are normal, as long as you are not oppressed, as long as you are not in depression, as long as there is something that is trying to, to bring weakness into your life. So if the hand of Satan is on you, then there are things that Satan will rob you of. As a lady who is in a place, in a home, in a rightful place, you ought to have desires towards the man that you are with. As a man, you must also do the same. If those things are not there, then help is required. I think the last point is, I can deny my partner sex as long as I like. I can deny my partner sex as long as I like. That one is demonic. I can deny my partner sex as long as I like. Then who are you? The creator of it give it freely. So you need to communicate so that you may bring a home that is full of joy, full of glory, and full of peace.